Hello and welcome to the second part of a series of Is It Time? Is it time to stop using particular materials? Today's material is one that has been around for a long time and is already quite maligned against its use because it's being blamed for spraying chemicals, making a mess, just like the weed membrane I showed you in the last one. But I just wanted to present a case of not using it and of using it, and particular varieties of carpet that are definitely no problem to use whatsoever, and that's the naturally dyed, no chemical carpets. I mean, for instance, like 20 years ago when I moved into this property, I bought my carpet with the express intention of using it at the end of its lifetime. It's 20 years now, so it's been down for a long time. It's still not finished. But at the end of the cycle, I intend to use my naturally dyed wool carpet with a Hessian backing on my plots as a weed suppressant, because there is no chemicals involved in the process. Now then, you say, well, if left, carpets can become a damn nuisance and the weeds grow up through it, just like the weed membrane. So these materials are only intended to be down for months, not years. All of these really tough materials that will suppress weeds can also become harbours of the weed growing through the matting, like weeds like couch grass in particular, form a root mass under it, and then the growth above it anchoring that carpet or weed membrane to the ground. So the idea is to kill off the weeds, move it off before anything grows through it, like couch grass, let it do its job that it's meant to do, which is suppress weeds for a spring start. Brilliant stuff. So today I'll present to you the full story and types of carpet you definitely should not use and the reasons why. And hopefully I won't get too much of a negative reaction, because I'm not telling you what to do. Okay? I'm telling you what I'll be doing, and then it's up to you. Okay? Let's go. And if you're going to use nylon based carpet like this, it's full of chemicals in the process to dyeing the stuff to the nylon that ties it all together. It's really up to you, but of course this is not compatible with organic gardening. Your plot, your rules. So once again, the audio really wasn't up to standard, so I'm having to narrate at the top. In this particular case, it is carpet being used in one of my dialects over the top of the compost. The mice tend to like to hide underneath it as well. But basically it provides a lovely habitat for everything to work in, slightly insulating the compost heap. In my open compost heap like this, it's used just to finish off the moisture levels, keeps the compost below in a lovely state, and again all the microbiology can work right to the surface. Yes, mice and, as you've seen before, rats will make good use of a pile, I guess, but they would have been there anyway, so it's not really the fault of the carpet. What I tend to use carpet for most is to smother weeds. That can be done at any time during the year, and as I've mentioned before, I've done in relatively short spells on the plot. I find once again the very nature of wool carpet allows worms to work right to the surface, take the compost back down to where they want it, and it only enhances the microbiology. Whereas something like weed suppressant membrane doesn't quite mellow out the temperature extremes. Obviously, weed membrane will heat up a little bit more, but that's not always to an advantage. particularly in low light conditions in the middle of winter. Right, so in this sort of scenario, this is an asparagus bed that I would prefer not to have weeds growing here in winter, and until it warms up slightly, the asparagus is definitely not going to emerge. So by covering it over with wool carpet, you're denying the light to the weeds. Dandelions here are not able to grow, and when I come to reveal this in the springtime, apart from the weeds around the edge I missed, this will be a perfect bed to go. In fact, I'll actually reveal this in a couple of weeks probably. Let's get the worst of winter out of the way first, eh? So thank you very much for joining me once again. Hopefully I've given you some facts around carpets, their use, their pitfalls, and where they are very useful. Long may it be so, and I hope my council don't ban their use, because they are handy around the plots, and if you use correctly, provide no problem. Also, it's a solution to some waste that I produce from my house. In fact, so I have a long-term plan with wool carpet, my waste on my plot, my rules. See you next time, guys.